Welcome to Develop the Edge's video on the S1 leadership style, otherwise known as telling or directive leadership. This video is based on Hersey's and Blanchard's situational leadership model. As we're focusing on the S1 leadership style, we're going to mainly focus on the R1 follower type. This is a readiness level 1 follower and has been described in the model as someone who is unable to complete their tasks or role altogether and is either insecure or unwilling alongside of that. So let's now have a look at an example and see what that looks like. Here we have our R1 follower. He is completely new to the role. If this has ever been you, you might have an idea how he feels. Things that might be going through his head is that he's not entirely sure what he's doing. He doesn't know what the processes are, and he's finding it overwhelming, the amount of processes and policies he has to follow. He doesn't know what his responsibilities are yet. So moving on from that, we're now going to have a look at how you should be leading this readiness level 1 follower who is unable and insecure or unwilling to do their role. The R1 follower requires an S1 leader. That means readiness level 1 followers require a telling approach in the leadership style. When we talk about telling, according to the situational leadership model, it requires a highly directive and low supportive leadership style in its nature. The purpose of that is to be clear on what needs to be done. The leader in this case will not worry too much about the relationship they have with the follower because the focus needs to be on the task rather than the relationship. Let's see what that means. The S1 leader will set clear expectations for the R1 follower. The reason this is so important is to actually make the follower feel more comfortable within their tasks because they'll know what their role is. It ensures the follower knows what needs to be done, it leaves little to no room for misunderstanding and mistakes, and it places the focus on the task at hand. Let's see what this actually looks like. So here, our S1 leader is setting clear expectations with their R1 follower. This looks like, I need you to complete X by following process Y. You need to be in work at 8 AM, ready to start. These are the values that drive our team towards our objectives, and if you have any questions, I need you to ask me. As you can see, our R1 follower is thinking that having these clear guidelines in place is making them feel more comfortable about what they have to do and enabling them to focus on the task. Next, the S1 leader outlines the roles and responsibilities of our R1 follower. For example, your role is to support the team by doing 1, 2, 3. This feeds into our objectives by meeting X goals. In your role, you are accountable for operation 1, 2, and 3. Just like before, our R1 follower now feels more accountable because they know what they can do to support the team and the business. This will aid in motivation and engagement at work. Finally, our S1 leader explains the why, the what, and the how of the tasks. For example, the reasons you are doing these tasks is to achieve. To do this, we need to do, and you can get this done by following X process. By explaining the why, the what, and the how, our R1 follower understands why they're completing the jobs and the importance of the tasks they are completing. It shows the follower how they can achieve the company's goals, and again, helps them feel more accountable. It's time to look at the benefits of the S1 leadership style. As we've already discussed, the highly directive style ensures that your follower knows what needs to be done. By using this telling approach, you're not leaving anything in question because you're giving step-by-step instruction. Second, the low supportive nature of this style makes sure that the focus is on the task at hand. You're not involved in the person, it's literally focusing on the task. Third of all, The directive style removes the potential frustration of coaching attempts where the answers are unknown. Can you think of a time where you've simply not known the answer to something and someone keeps trying to pull the answer from you? How can you answer it if you don't know it? It's extremely frustrating for the follower in this instance, and the directive style gets rid of that because they're not about coaching. It's about telling the person what needs to be done. It's a great first stage of the learning cycle. Fourth, in an emergency or time-critical situation, the telling or directive approach can save valuable resources. Can you think about if there was a fire in the building and as the leader you got all your followers together to decide on a plan of action? It would be catastrophic, to say the least. So the directive style works really well in emergency or time-critical situations where a decision needs to be made quickly. Finally, by explaining the reasons for the task, it will help your follower see the bigger picture. This is a first step into moving into the coaching section of situational leadership, but it's really important that early on we're explaining to people the reason they're doing what they're doing and the value of the task. This brings us to the end of our S1 leadership style video. Hopefully you've learned a lot and you'll join us for our part 2 video, the S2 leadership style.